Well, I think you have to start with the fact that there's still a very sizable population in the US that is unvaccinated or only partially vaccinated. And unfortunately, I think a message that a lot of people have heard is that this variant is not as severe as Delta. And this really plays into what's been, I think, a major shortcoming of the response to the pandemic all along, which is sort of our collective inability to think about risk at a community or a population level rather than on an individual level. So people hear that and they think, well, if I do get Omicron, chances are I'll be okay. Well, we know that those chances drop significantly if you have not been vaccinated. And for those who haven't been vaccinated, there may be a chance that you get this variant and that you do okay. But it's spreading so rapidly and is so highly contagious that enough people are going to contract the Omicron variant, and that there will be high numbers of people who do get severely ill, particularly among the unvaccinated and those with pre-existing conditions that put them at higher risk, and are going to end up hospitalized, and in a lot of cases, unfortunately, may die from contracting Omicron. And even if you do recover, you've put a tremendous stress on an already stressed healthcare and public health system, consumed a lot of vital resources that could be going towards other public health and healthcare needs. And you do risk suffering the long-term effects of contracting COVID. So I think even if you individually are not as worried about this as maybe you should be, one really needs to think about it more at the community or population level. If I do contract Omicron, what is the chance that I may inadvertently spread it to somebody else who won't be as fortunate as I am and may suffer a much more severe outcome? So contrary to what some might think, because of the rise in so-called breakthrough infections with Omicron, I think what this variant actually does show is that the vaccines that we do have work well, actually work extraordinarily well, because the Omicron variant is a highly mutated form of the SARS-CoV-2 virus. And the vaccines, by providing a broad spectrum of protection, have really showed the ability to provide a significant benefit even against this new mutated form of the virus, especially among those who have received their booster dose. Finally, as public health officials have been saying for some time, we're going to be in this for the long haul. So if the evidence from South Africa is any indication, I think the Omicron variant is going to continue to rage in the US for the next several weeks, probably through at least the third week of January, if not the month of January and into February. But at some point it will die out, but this will not be the last variant that we see with this virus. And so we're going to need to learn how we're going to live with SARS-CoV-2 going forward. And in fact, that's going to be a topic of a future podcast that we have, which is what do we need to be thinking of long-term about how we live with the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19 going into the future.